Hi friends! Has anyone ever told you not to fly too close to the sun? Well, there might be a very good reason for this, and we'll find out that today. What's up, turds, nerds, freaks, and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame, and welcome back to my channel. I'm genuinely blessed to have you here. Don't forget, check out my other socials. They're always linked below. Memberships are only $2 holla. And check me out on Whatnot. We've sold 5 items so far, and oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. It's at DameVonBonDaisy, and thank you so much for coming to your very own deprogramming session. And don't forget, like, sub, and hit the bell, as it truly helps. Oftentimes, we hear certain names again and again, but where do these names originate? And why do they repeat or reappear time and time again? Today, I ask you, please sit down, pipe down, and maybe we'll both learn a little something today. One name that stood out to me that I heard time after time was Icarus. I recall it being in the movie Sunshine, which, by the way, is really good. It's also referenced a lot in media and pop culture, which makes a lot more sense now. For those of you who are keen to Greek mythology, you may already have a clue. But please, let me take you on this journey of a broader understanding. The Greeks genuinely believed that they shared a world in which mortals and gods coexisted side by side. Yet it was only the gods who could plunge into the depths of the ocean or live upon the highest point. And to mere humans, the heavens were out of bounds. Any mortal who attempted to reach the skies would be in danger of divine anger. To portray such a thing, no story better encapsulates this than the one of Daedalus. And that, my friends, is how we have come to Icarus. But first we must discuss his father, Daedalus, and how this all came to be. Daedalus was a mythical inventor and unparalleled sculptor. He was incredible. In one of Plato's dialogues, Socrates mentions a legend that his inventions and sculptures had to be tied down, or they would run. They would run away. He would create toys that could move and genuinely seemed lifelike. Though he may sound like a well-rounded man, he still had a dark side, and he ended his own nephew, which he was once a mentor to, because he didn't want to be overshadowed. He could see how the kid's potential could destroy him. He was truly a savant, and he didn't want the competition. For these acts and others, for his behavior and trials in life, he found himself imprisoned in a great tower, and outside was a large labyrinth, and a very confusing one at that. And in the center was a minotaur. The thing is, though, he knew he didn't want to spend the rest of his life or his days imprisoned, but was lucky not to be alone. And thus we bring in Icarus. Icarus is the son of Daedalus. Icarus, as stated, was a name I heard time and time again, whether it be in books or movies. But it is very crucial that we understand what the meaning of these names are and why it's being shown to us or brought up at all. Daedalus, as a loving father, he wanted a life for himself and his son, more so than they had while being imprisoned. And he did what he does best. He began to think outside the box, and the result would be something that would haunt the Western world for millennia. That would haunt the Western world for millennia until humanity conquered the sky. Being as clever as he was, he devoted his time to studying birds, because after all, only birds or gods were the ones that could reach the skies. He built a device that would mimic the birds. He built a device meant to mimic the birds. He then laid down multiple feathers in a row, from shortest to longest, and tied them down with beeswax and thread. And all this time Icarus was playing in the feathers, laughing with no clue that it could be a part of his tragic fate. And the rest is a bit of a given. So, what happens is that they create these wings, and they both decide it's time, we're going to try and get out of here. But they knew they would have to be extra careful. Daedalus told Icarus, you cannot fly too high. And Daedalus told Icarus, you may not fly too low, or else your wings would become wet and too heavy. But you also may not fly too high, as the sun would surely melt the beeswax and cause a problem as well. After all, we can only imagine Icarus dreamed of the outside world, to see beyond the labyrinth and to explore a bit more. So Icarus makes the wings, and he readies the two. And they end up doing exactly that. They both jump and they fly. Do remember, these wings, they would have come to life in a sense. They would have really worked in this Greek mythology. So we can only imagine the sensations that they both felt as they soared to freedom. But unfortunately, Icarus, just being young and excited and free, they did something that they shouldn't have done. They didn't heed the father's warning. They were so excited that they were enamored with the sun, and they flew up, and they obviously went too high. Daedalus could do nothing but watch as he saw his son before him falling from the sky. And that's why when people speak of Icarus, they tell you, don't fly too close to the sun. It's curious how these names pop up again and again, and how oftentimes they're just different. They're strange names, and it gets stuck in my head. There's a few others that I plan to do as well. So if you're curious about these strange names and their origins, do please hit the like and subscribe, as I would love to have you a part of this family. Don't forget, check me out on my other social media, which, as stated, is always linked below, as well as Sweet Nothings in the description, so don't forget to check that out. But I'm on Facebook and Insta and YouTube, all DameVonBonDaisy. I'm on Snap, X, and that's modmaggieart. I'm on Twitch, Daisy Plays. I'm pretty much everywhere. If I missed anything, don't worry, it's linked below. And a big, chubby, warm-hearted thank you so much to my members and those of you who have been supporting on Whatnot. Every time I humble myself and let you guys know that, things aren't as easy. You're so quick to be so generous and selfless, and I'm just amazed by your kindness all the time. You all are so amazing. I'm so very blessed, and I promise you, I will never take this platform for granted, or you. Stay awake, stay aware, stay well. Tell your loved ones you love them. You don't need an excuse, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys, and if you think of a weird name, leave it in the comments below, one that shows up in pop culture or movies or whatever. Bye, guys.